What is going on, guys? This is a chopping it up. For those of you that do not remember this is a episode where there's no editing. We're just talking all the way through.
It's funny because it's called chopping it up, but you won't chop it at all.
That's true. It's all one big chunk. I got my boys here. I got both my boys here. I got Obese, got Craig, Richey. And the reason I want to have both of you guys on here is because both of you are extremely passionate at the moment about CrossFit.
Yeah.
And on my channel, I always talk about finding your passion, because a lot of people are, have low self-esteem. They're trying to figure out how to get past whatever their struggle is. And I always say, if you find your passion, it'll be all the things that you think about, oh, what does that person think about me? Did I do that right? Do people think I'm stupid or whatever? Does people look at my face? If you find your passion, you're gonna be so busy focusing on that passion. Yeah. All that white noise is just right out the door, and it's just so unimportant.
I agree, but for me, it's not like finding your passion. I think a lot of the time when you go out there, you're looking for your passion and you get worried. And for me growing up, I didn't know what my passion was.
Yeah.
So I was seeing all these other people that are like, oh, I'm so passionate about this, or I'm so passionate about that. And you kind of get disheartened. You're like, oh my God, they've
already figured it out.
Yeah, knows what they're doing. And for years of my life, I was like, oh, I feel a little bit lost.
Yeah.
And I think if you just go out there and try stuff, literally just put yourself out there, just try this, and you're like, okay, it's all right, but it's not me. Next thing. You just have to not worry about putting yourself out there.
So you're saying stumble into your passion rather than go searching for it purposely?
Yeah, because I think for my opinion, life is kind of own path. You'll figure it out. And the silly thing is, I'm super passionate about CrossFit right now.
Yeah.
But it took 7 attempts of someone saying, do you want to try it? Do you want to try it? And me saying, no, until I actually found it and then tried it, and I was like, oh dude, I found it.
This is it.
Yeah. It just happens.
I think it's kind of like when people say I really want to find a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, I want to find a partner, and then they go and they're looking, oh, that person likes me, you immediately date them. That's the first person that gave you attention. Yeah. You're right, if you're looking for it, you might settle for something that you're not actually passionate about, you might have just a little bit of interest in. And I think you're right, you're gonna find it no matter what. It's gonna come to you eventually, and you're gonna just realize, you're just gonna know, this is something that I love.
Yeah. And that's the coolest thing for me is finding something, and it doesn't take it. You don't have to push yourself. You don't have to force yourself. Craig has to turn off his camera.
Got behind the scenes going on. He's turning off his.
So you don't have to force yourself. You don't have to get yourself to go. I don't have to make myself go to the gym. It's just genuinely something that I think about all day long. And for me, let's just get into it, guys. I recently went through a breakup, right? And I know for a fact that if I didn't have CrossFit right now, which is something I'm incredibly passionate about, if I didn't have that, I would be thinking about this breakup so much more. And it makes it so much easier to deal with anything that might be kind of negative in your life. For me, it's just made it so much easier to deal with that, because it literally just takes up so much of my brain space, I guess. Totally. It just takes it up to where I'm not thinking about these things. And yeah, I'm not saying life will be perfect if you find something that you're really passionate about, but it makes you're able to force yourself to think about something else because you genuinely just love that thing.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's just it really is super hard to explain until you just get there and you find that passion.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. It helps you so much with any sort of thing that you're struggling with. You really do become so consumed by it, and it's such a pleasurable consumption. It's not a bad thing that takes all your time up. You're I want to spend as much time as I can. I want to get done with all the things that I need to do, required with my day and my life and stuff, and then go for you guys. It's CrossFit right now.
Yeah. But this is something. So say we're talking about passion, okay? And you find your passion,
right?
And especially for YouTube, people will a lot of the time just see the good days.
Yeah.
And I could turn a really bad day into a good day just by the look of it on a vlog, right? And YouTube is my passion, CrossFit is my passion, but I have the worst days ever. You're so passionate that even you're passionate about something when you can have a solid week of feeling down, or not having the content, or just going through hell. And yet you come out the other end going, I still want to do it.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Just because you're passionate about something or whatever, just because you really love something doesn't mean that you're not gonna have bad days, or days where you're maybe don't want to go, or whatever it is.
It's not all euphoric.
Exactly, but that's important to know, because people might think man, why is this thing why am I having a bad day? Do I really not love this as much as I thought I did?
Am I really passionate about this?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really good point.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I think that's totally a good point. How did both of you guys find this passion of CrossFit? That's what I want to hear.
Okay. I'll tell my story first, I guess. So for me, as a lot of you guys know, I used to be really heavy. I lost all the weight doing basically, mainly diet, which is something that I would say, like when you want to lose a lot of weight, focus on your diet. So that's how I lost most of it. But then the first training that I got into, which we all do, is bodybuilding, and then Brian helped me immensely with that. But for me, I think it was all just stacked events that happened that made it just more. The thought of doing CrossFit actually made sense to me because I was like the regular YouTuber bro that was like, CrossFit. Like I wouldn't say anything bad about it, but in my head I'm like, I don't know about that. I can get injured and you
all the
lose all your
connotations.
gains, all this, right? But as you guys saw last June, Brian and I did a men's physique show, and for me, that cut awesome. It taught me so much about myself, and it really, seriously, like, I talk a lot of crap about it because it was so difficult, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't go back and change it at all. Like, it taught me so much about myself, but at the same time, I was burnt out by the end of it. Like, I was just like,
definitely.
I was still going to the gym, but I knew that my fire was super, like, it wasn't gone, but it was just flickering, and then, so what ended up happening, I'm gonna kind of sell out my brother. My brother was at the show with us, and there was a girl that knew Brian's girlfriend at the show, okay? And she ended up going up to Brian's girlfriend, and then she's cute. So Jean was like, hey, it's my brother.
What's going on?
So my brother ends up talking to this girl, and she does CrossFit, and so he's like, I'll do CrossFit too. And then he ends up doing CrossFit, and he was doing it for about a month, and I just saw how much he enjoyed it. And I was just like, that looks fun. Like, just seeing how much he loves it. And then, so honestly, it was my brother that got me into it. He had me watch, there's 2 documentaries that he had me watch. The Fittest on Earth, which is a documentary of the 2015 CrossFit Games, and then a Rich Froning documentary, which is basically, he's a 4 times game winner, literally the fittest ever. Everyone knows that.
Yeah,
right?
everybody heard of that guy.
And then, for me, I get engulfed in things. And I was watching it, and I was like, I want to try this so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, so ready to try it. So, we went to the first CrossFit workout, I even filmed it, and like, I remember after I left, I was like, oh, maybe I'll do it like 2 times a week, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And then I ended up hitting up Craig, and Craig was like, dude,
master.
He told me, he's like, you're gonna be doing it more than that. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to this. I don't want to that. He's like, all right, that's exactly what I said when I first started. And like, that's how I came in contact with Craig, because I would literally like watch his vlogs, because I still was so involved in CrossFit and loved it so much, and that he's like the only CrossFit vlogger that I knew of, and his content is so amazing. And like, so I was watching him, and then we would start talking. We literally talked every day for the past 3 months, 2 months.
Yeah, it's kind of
like
sad.
literally every single day, right?
It's like a love affair for sure.
So we end up talking, and then I'm just doing CrossFit more, and every workout that I'm doing, I'm just falling in love with it more and more and more. And the thing with CrossFit is like, you're never good, because there's always something you can improve on, and that's what got me.
It's just the disciplines that you have. You're not like with bodybuilding, you go in and you shape your body. It's completely different training. Like CrossFit, you have the gymnastics work, you have the strength work, you have the barbell work, you have just general engine building. So it's like having a fine balance between building an engine and being fit, and also being strong and technical.
Yeah.
So like working on all those different things.
Yeah. And then just one thing I wanted to say before you kind of bring up how you, like, I think what made me love it so much was because being obese for so long, I was literally like, I couldn't do anything with my body.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do anything.
Totally.
And then doing bodybuilding,
Wow.
it's very, like, you want to be rigid with your form, and like, it's not about jumping over boxes. It's not about, how much you can move. It's what does your body look like, right? So it doesn't matter how much you can move or how fast you can run a mile. With CrossFit, it was like, I grew up loving football, and like, I tried out for football, I got made fun of, and like, I just never tried out again, right, in high school. But the way that CrossFit is set up is it's like very much like the people you're training with, the group environment, and then on top of that, like one of the first workouts, there was box jumps, 24-inch box. That's not high for someone like me. Like, it shouldn't be an issue. And I remember the first workout that we did, there was a box jump, and I remember I told my brother, I was like, I don't think I can jump over it. He was like, you can do
this,
that.
bro.
And I was like, I don't know, man. He's like, just try it. So I tried it, and then in the workout there was like 50 of them, and I did all of them. So like, just like that little thing, like, just showed me, it's just showed me what I'm capable with my body, because literally, like, so much of this stuff is stuff that I've never done or ever thought I could do, and like, that's why it's just so addicting.
That's passion. He just went off for 2 minutes, spat out 400 words. See, he didn't even realize he was doing that because he's so excited to tell you about it. Like, that's passion. Like, when I speak about certain things I'm passionate about, like filmography, doing like bodybuilding, really like any of those things that I've really done for many years, I'm like, dude, I can talk to you about it forever. And it's like you were saying earlier, if you don't put yourself out there, you can't find that out. If you're closed-minded, like you're saying, you know, you have those connotations earlier, oh, CrossFit, it's like it's this, that, the other.
That's exactly what I had.
And if you don't go do it, then you might just pass up on something that is gonna be your flame, man, like your favorite passion. So that's a huge thing with finding your passion, is be more of a yes man than a no man.
Yeah.
It's just like, for me, it's don't listen to a lot of people that maybe even haven't done it. Does that make sense? Like, I used to watch so many YouTube videos of like YouTubers that were like, oh man, if you do CrossFit, you're gonna get injured. Look at all these people with bad form. But yeah, if you walk into a gym, I'm gonna guarantee you that you're gonna see someone with bad form.
Oh yeah.
You know, you just have to rely on the coaches that you have, and you have to realize when you go to a good box or a bad box, there's always gonna be good and bad. No matter where you go in a gym, CrossFit box, it doesn't matter. And so like, I had this huge stigma of CrossFit.
Yeah.
Like huge.
And everybody, like, right?
I grew up playing football. I got my black belt in karate. I breakdanced. I was like athletic, and then damaged my ankle a bit, got into bodybuilding, and like, I lost my fitness. I became so like self-absorbed with how I looked that I ended up just not being happy. I was just walking in and out going, I don't like the way I look, you know. And then over time, just concentrating so much on my body, I lost the love for training.
Yeah.
And then someone said, well, you should try CrossFit, because it's like your background. You've done all this stuff before, give it a go. And I was like, nope.
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, they're like, come on, we should try CrossFit. And I'm like, nope. You know, and it's for me, it's kind of weird, because now I make CrossFit vlogs.
Yeah.
You know, like, I go in every single day and make a video about CrossFit. Like, and I was the guy that was like, no, you're gonna get injured. No, I'm not doing it. And it took like 3 months of solidly being convinced to then go to do a workout. Like, and I was like, why have I turned this down?
Like, in everyone's eyes, before you went to CrossFit, you would be the last person who would be interested in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
it was something that I looked at and I was like, cool, but because of the stigma that I'd seen all over YouTube, like, seriously, that's where I saw it. I was like, dude, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna ruin my cred.
What I love that you said is like, you're gonna listen to people that maybe have never tried it. It's like, the most vocal people most of the time are people that don't even know what they're talking about.
The naysayers.
Because like, usually,
always.
Like, I've talked to so many people, and like, the people that talk crap about CrossFit, almost every time I'm like, have you ever tried it? No, why would I try that? And like, and I'm not saying that CrossFit is for everybody. I'm not saying that. Like, I don't even think that, honestly, that CrossFit is for everyone. Everyone would love CrossFit. I get that not everyone would love it, but to have it's just so weird that people have such a strong opinion on something that they've never tried or never will try.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
But for me, like, you can say CrossFit, but for me it's just training.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, like, if you're going to do bodybuilding, like, you're just training. It's seriously how I feel. Like, you can't just put, oh yeah, if you do CrossFit, you're gonna get injured. Well, no, if you train, if you go on a football field,
incorrect,
you're gonna get injured.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
anything can happen in this world.
Yeah.
It's just fate.
Yeah. I think it's important not to let people labeling you discourage you, right? Like if I do that, then people are gonna label me as that, and that's gonna make me this, and I don't want people to think me as that. That's a big problem, because I think, you know, like, if it's not the most popular thing that everyone already is doing, then people are always going to say, why are you doing that? That's weird. That's not what everyone else is doing. You're not bodybuilding anymore. You're going to lose your game. Whatever it is, right? And it could be, you know, applied to any sort of thing you're interested in.
But I see it all the time. Like, something happens that's small, and because no one knows about it, like, everyone's just like, what is that? Like, forget about it. Like, if it fits your macros, that came in, and when it first came in, everyone was like, that's just ridiculous.
That's for lazy people.
What the hell are you doing? Stick to like 6 meals a day, solid chicken, broccoli, and rice, and then someone else does it, and they're like, oh. And then it just keeps spiraling until it grows into something that's like, oh, do this, it's totally accepted.
Totally.
And I think that's what's happening with CrossFit. Like, in bodybuilding, everyone's like, no. And now, even over the year that I've been doing CrossFit on YouTube, I've seen people come up to me and be like, I want to try it, I want to try it. And the amount of people that do that is like growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. How would you say that you could discern your different passion or love between this people? We're in in a hotel, we're in the lobby. Sorry, chopping it up. It's real. It's real. How would you say that you discern your difference between, so like, throw CrossFit out, right? Before that, you didn't know about it yet, right? You guys are both into bodybuilding, and you're doing it, and you're loving it, theoretically, right?
Yeah.
You're enjoying it. I remember.
Dude, I love bodybuilding.
Right, right. So, would you say that you are as passionate about bodybuilding as you are about CrossFit, or would you say that you're now more passionate than you've ever been about bodybuilding? Like, are you more passionate now about your CrossFit than you ever were
right
about
now?
bodybuilding?
I'm more passionate than I ever was with bodybuilding. But when I was doing bodybuilding, I devoted like everything.
Yep.
Because I'm one of those people that if you're gonna do something,
100%.
you have to like fully believe in yourself that you can do it.
Totally.
Like you put yourself out there. Like if I'm gonna do bodybuilding, I'm gonna do a show. I'm gonna put my everything into it. Does it mean that I'm as passionate as I am with CrossFit? No, but it means that I'm still gonna give my 100%.
100%, yeah.
Now,
I feel like if you give 99%, then you're always just gonna sell yourself short. You're not selling
Oh yeah,
anything
of
else.
course, yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
You should never aim to do 90%,
Yeah.
9 out of 10,
Yeah.
right? You should always aim to do
But then-
till you're burnt.
saying that as well, like sometimes when you go in the gym, like your 100% one day is completely different from 100% the
Oh
other.
yeah, absolutely.
So people are like, oh man, I'm not lifting as much. I can't. I'm not making the gains like I want to. This workout was rubbish. Yeah, but that's only today,
Yeah,
and that's your 100% today. If you just give it today, then you're always going to grow.
totally.
yeah. For me, this is gonna sound a little weird, so bear with me. I might trip up over my words, but for me, when I first started bodybuilding, that was the first training I ever did. First time I ever went into a gym. Like I wasn't that kid that played football, and I wasn't that kid. Like I just did
Totally.
it, right? So
Yeah.
my love for just training was through the roof. Like I can't even explain it because that was all I knew. I didn't even know CrossFit existed for a while.
Totally.
So I was so like invested in working out because it was like, what is this? And this is amazing. And like, I never thought that I would love this. And I never thought that I would want to post pictures from the gym and
Yeah.
videos from the gym. You know what I
Totally.
mean? So I was like so in love with it. And like, I can honestly say that it's literally just morphed into CrossFit. But at the same time, like I still do bodybuilding almost every day. Like, so that love never went away. It was just dwindling. And it's like CrossFit helped me spark my love, not just for bodybuilding, but for literally, like Craig said, just for training and like enjoying that. And so for that, it was like maybe my level was here, and it just CrossFit brought it, and then it just was able to grow
Supplemented it,
together.
essentially.
Yeah, and so it's a hard question to answer because like when I first
It is.
started bodybuilding, there was no training background. Like it wasn't like I played soccer and then
There was
I
no
just,
contrast.
Yeah,
There's nothing compared
there
to
was
it.
nothing. It was sitting on the couch eating Cheetos. You know?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like pretty much it's just the same. But now it's like I wouldn't say it's the same. Now it's more because I've learned so much. And like I know so much more now that I can appreciate it more. Because when I first started, I couldn't appreciate it as much as I do now because I feel like I just didn't have any background. I didn't know anything. So yeah, it was like the novelty was there, and it was like this is really cool and new, and I was excited.
That's like a good point, man.
You know what I mean? It was more excitement, and now
Yeah.
it's turned into passion.
Yeah.
Because you could be excited about something for a month and then give it up, right?
Infatuated with it.
Yeah. But for me, it was like excitement for bodybuilding for like, you know, the whole year I was doing it at first. Like, it was like 3 years or whatever, right? But then CrossFit just showed me like there's this whole other level, and it just turned into so much more passion.
Yeah.
I think for you as well, what you love the most, like I don't know if I'm being right, but from like reading you, is like bodybuilding is cool. You build muscle, you look good, you kind of change your body, and then you move to CrossFit, which is then performance based. So then you've got the muscle mass, you've got the kind of strength. Now what can I do with it?
Yeah. And like
Then I see you, like I've watched his videos, and the progress that I've seen him over like the 3 or 4 months that he's done CrossFit is just like on another level.
That's mad.
In terms of, especially like fitness, mobility, and just your general strength, you're like hitting a PR every single week.
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Like I need like a little hug here. Like that was so sweet. Like that was just so nice. It was sentimental, man.
But you know what I
Jeez.
mean? Especially from coming from obese to then changing my body, and now I'm gonna see what my body can do.
Yeah.
And to have that like level of fitness and like just chasing it every day, like I think that's what for you has gone.
And,
okay,
like,
my passion has gone here.
With him
Absolutely.
saying, first off, thank you, but like that community is so prevalent in CrossFit. Like that was so nice, but like that's normal. You know what I mean? Like when I was doing bodybuilding, and like this is the thing that I say, like for me, I still love doing bodybuilding because I can go into the gym, listen to my headphones, not speak to anyone, and just be in my own zone, and that's great. Like I really appreciate that. But I love that at CrossFit. Like I go to the class and I know everyone that goes to our gym. I know everyone.
I
so we
thought
talk.
it was rubbish.
You didn't
Like
that?
when they were like, oh, this CrossFit community, I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
what do you want
whatever,
about?
like,
Yeah,
yeah, cool.
sure.
yeah, but like now my channel has turned from not just me to like,
It's
but
your whole
you go
every-
in
yeah.
and you see everyone in my box. You'll like know every personality, and it's because everyone's just like cool.
I think that's important, putting yourself in a context where you're allowing yourself to develop your passion. Because if you surround yourself with people who are negative and are naysayers, and you just allow them to continue being your friend and continue saying negative things in your ear, it's gonna be so hard for you to be like, I'm fiery. Oh,
Yeah.
but I can't talk about it because you say it's stupid. Okay.
Exactly.
That's when you know you have a true passion. If you can be surrounded by people that are telling you no, like especially when I started YouTube, everyone was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
That's a good
I
point.
got a
Yeah, me
physiotherapy degree, like go and follow it. And everyone was like, no, this is ridiculous. What are you doing, Craig? Like, go and get a solid job and a solid career. And I was like, no, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And people for ages were telling me, Craig, don't do it. Don't do it. Just go and do this. And you know you're passionate when you kind of switch off from everyone telling you shouldn't do something to just carry on pursuing it. You know what I mean?
I like what you were saying earlier. I had an analogy for it. You were saying that basically bodybuilding was the first thing that came because it was just pretty much the first thing that was just there, and you started playing with it, right?
Yeah.
You had no thought about it. It was just there, right? It's the same as like, you know, someone gets into moving fast on a vehicle, right? They're just moving fast in a car. Then they start developing, and they're like, ooh, I kind of like this kind of car. Oh, I like that kind of car. Oh, I'm gonna try a motorcycle. That's really weird and out there. Now that person is like full-blown motorcyclist, dude, who's flying down a drag strip, right? And you would have never developed that passion. I think if you're someone who doesn't really know where your passion is right now, and you are interested in finding your passion, I think the first thing that you should do is anything that sparks your interest,
Try it.
just try it, and then you'll have that contrast, that first plate that you can be like, okay, I thought it was fun, but I didn't like this so much, and you know, da da da, and then that thing catches your eyes because you're doing this all the time, and you're like, well, what if I try that and that might be better? Maybe it's worse, maybe it's better. But you kind of just keep going down your path and developing what you like, because I would say pretty much almost all the YouTubers who have been lifting for over 3-4 years probably all started with bodybuilding, even the powerlifters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably all of them just started in there just doing
I'll
curls.
tell you, yeah. Like I started
absolutely.
with bodybuilding on my channel, and I, especially with the stigma about CrossFit, when I like switched over to CrossFit, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna lose all these subscribers now. But then everyone was just like, okay, I kind of like him for him, I guess.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna carry on following and see what he does.
Yeah.
And like, it's so true.
People can like feel passion, you know what I mean? It's hard to like, because we keep trying to explain it, and it's really hard to give it a fine definition of it, or how really exactly to find it. But people can feel it, and people, like, when they're talking to you, they can tell that you're passionate. And I think man, it's like, it's cheesy, man, but like, when someone's like, okay, man, I love this girl, but then you find someone you're like, you really do love that person that you're with or whatever. That person can't even describe what the difference was between when they loved other people and then the real thing. It's just all of a sudden it clicks and you realize it.
Yeah, it's like exactly like you know when you're in a relationship and you're trying to force yourself to love this girl or guy or whatever, right? Like you're like, man, this really bothers me, but it's okay, I'll get over it. This is annoying. That's okay, I'll get over it. If you're really in love, like you're there. You know what I mean? And it's like that's how I feel with CrossFit and with bodybuilding. It's like there's no like there's bad days. Obviously, it's not all rainbows like we said, but it's just there inside of me. Like it's just something like I wake up and I'm like, when am I working out today? Like it's not like, oh, I have to work out today. It's just like this makes my day better. So why would I not do it?
And I think that's something that's really important to talk about, because if you feel kind of like hopeless about it, like you're like, I don't know if I will find my passion.
It's just not to worry.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, if I had one piece of advice for like anyone out there, it doesn't matter like what age you are. It's just don't worry. Like if you start to worry, then it's literally just gonna spiral. Like like for me, I used to worry. I was like, oh man, everybody out there has something. Yeah. And I feel like I'm still looking for it. Yeah. And it's just, you end up just getting yourself in a little bit of a mess.
Well, it takes time, and that's okay.
There's a quote that I have in my kitchen that says worry puts today's sunshine over tomorrow's clouds. So you're like putting tomorrow's like things that might be going on over today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Whenever I hear people talk about worry.
Whenever someone says a quote, you're like, yeah.
Dude, I have a quote too. Like I wear this wristband with today's gift on it. It's because like it's from Kung Fu Panda.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so
It's just like, it's the quote that says like, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. And that's why it's called the present. So it's saying like, yesterday, if you had a bad day, just get rid of it. Yeah. Tomorrow, like, it doesn't matter what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like, it's just gonna happen. But today you should like live your life as if it's a gift, because that's what you should. That's how I like to live my life. Absolutely. Because if you just look at today as like, okay, I'm like blessed to be awake. You know, there's a lot of people out there that have a hell of a lot like worse like situations than you do, and even the ability that you're watching this video right now, like a lot of people don't even have that.
True.
You know, and you have the ability to get off that couch right now and go, yeah, like, okay, like some things in my life like suck, but I'm gonna go out there and do what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And just make it happen.
Totally.
And if you think about that like every single day, like that's what I do. Like sometimes I get stuck in vlogs and I'm like, oh man, this video's crap, and like everything's going to pot, and then I'm like, oh yeah, but dude, I have so much better life than some. Like maybe it's not as good as others, but at least I get the chance to try this.
Totally.
Like and it's the fact that like sometimes you have to do other things to create an income to fuel your passion.
Of course, yeah.
But hopefully over time, if you're so passionate about something and you put the hours in, then eventually it will pay back.
Well, if you're passionate about something, you will not mind all the work that you have to do to make it so that you can do that passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the last thing I really want to say is, like you're saying, both of you said it, don't worry. If you're worrying, like you're doing something, you're like, I really like it, but is it my passion? Is this something that I'm going to keep doing in a decade from? Like, is this something that I'm really passionate about? If you're kind of on the fence because you like something, you're interested in something, but you're not sure if it's passion, you're not passionate about it. You'll know. You will know.
You can't explain it. Yeah.
So don't fret. Like you will know.
And then, even if you are truly passionate about something and you truly know, like don't be afraid to then go and do something else.
Yeah.
Because I've seen so many people that are passionate about dance, and they go to dance school and they get their dance degree, and then they're just like, oh, I don't want to dance anymore. That's fine. Like you were truly passionate about something, but something else will come along.
True.
So like you may know at one point, but then you never know what's going to happen in 2 years' time.
Yeah. I like that.
It's the world, isn't it?
Keep spinning.
Such a positive talk right here. I feel like you're gonna finish this video and you're gonna be like, whew, I wanna go out and run out in the sunshine or something. I don't know, go swim or some parachute. You love it, dude. Guys, that's the chopping it up. I just wanted to talk about passion because I think on my channel it's so important. At least to me, I think it's really important because it is the thing that has carried me through every single thing that's ever been hard with my life, especially like acne and stuff like that. Having a passion was like, oh cool, you're talking about my weird cysts and stuff. I'm gonna go lift 45-pound dumbbells until I just burn to death. And then I'm gonna go soak in the sauna, and by the time I get home, I have no mental energy to even give a damn what you're saying. I'm gonna go to bed, endure you for an hour, and then go do my damn passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made it so much easier. So, yeah, I just wanted to put this out here. Guys, please check out both of these boys. They are in the YouTube house. We are in the YouTube house. And the episodes are coming, so make sure you watch the playlist, but I'll put both of their links below this video. You guys gotta check them out. Both of their quality is insane on
His
another
is
level.
the best.
It's really, really
I'm
good.
his biggest fan.
You legit are, dude.
I really am.
You legit like segued him in here, actually. So it's freaking awesome, man. It's really, really cool.
I got it.
Super
That's
awesome.
life. That's
really
just I knew I was going to be here. I didn't know what year. Like I watched this season for the last 2 years, and I was like, one day I'm going to be there. That's not being cocky. That's just being confident in your ability and in your passion to grow.
Exactly. Well, you were passionate.
And it's luck. Like if he didn't get into CrossFit, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
I think life is like 90% luck and 10% just carrying on moving.
I think life's already predetermined, and it just happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough things philosophical. I love you guys. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if you haven't left a comment already, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN, motherfucker.
Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy